Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the 4th installment of Rebels Review. This week we got an episode which dived deeper into Hera's backstory and gave us a proper introduction to Grand Admiral Thrawn. For starters, it was good to see Cham Syndulla back again, as I think he automatically makes whatever episode he features in more interesting, even if he did take more of a backseat sort of role in this episode. Although mostly seeing Ezra go undercover as a stormtrooper is entertaining, I feel as though they keep on reusing this over and over again as part of the series. And don't get me wrong, it's really cool and I think it works, but it would also be cool to see them sort of mix up their tactics a bit, as I think predictability is starting to kick in a bit. I've seen some people on Twitter say that they don't really think the narrative of this episode as a whole was strong enough, as all it really is Hera trying to save a family heirloom, which happens just to be a piece of wood with art on it. Although I can somewhat see where they're coming from with that point, I think what this episode shows us is just how much the Ghost crew respect Hera, as they don't hesitate once to put themselves all at risk to help her save the heirloom. We got more of a hint at Chopper's backstory as he solemnly looks at a crashed Y-Wing that he was once part of during the Clone Wars. Not sure about you guys, but I quite like seeing droids within the Star Wars universe having emotions and being able to think for themselves as Chopper does. We saw it a lot of times in the Clone Wars, such as in R2-D2, etc. In my opinion, I think it makes a more interesting and dynamic character, which there's kind of more to delve into and you can get more out of the story than just some droid which always follows orders. Not only that, but I think it really presents Star Wars Rebels in a good light, because they can make the audience feel sympathetic towards an astromech droid, which is yet another example of why I think Star Wars Rebels as a series works so well. Grand Admiral Thrawn was menacing and chilling, which is to be expected, and I'm sure Legends fans everywhere were undoubtedly happy that Thrawn's interest in art has carried over from the Legends material back into the canon. I think he's such an intriguing villain, and at times he doesn't even seem like one. He speaks to Hera with so much respect within the episode, which is unlike any of the other Imperials that we've seen in the series, and it's made even more evident by this douchebag just here. Kind of frustrating to see Ezra wasn't all that great without his lightsaber. I'd like to think that he'd be able to take out a few of the guards just using his force and combat capabilities, but we didn't really get to see that, which was quite unexpected. I mean, there wasn't even that many guards, so you'd like to think he would be able to take a few of them out without his lightsaber. The relationship between Hera and Ezra was a very key part of this episode, with Hera acting as the mother figure to him throughout the series as a whole, and the bond that they share was emphasised even further in this episode. Coolest thing about this episode for me though was that Thrawn let the rebels go in the end of the episode, seeing more value in using what he's learnt about the rebels to his advantage in the future to take down the whole rebellion rather than attempt to capture or destroy this one rebel ghost unit right now. Overall, a good episode which may have more consequence in the future than we realise at the moment, with Grand Admiral Thrawn learning some very key details about the Ghost crew. Again, I wouldn't really say this is a filler episode, but it's probably the most fillery episode we've seen in Season 3 so far, if that's a word. Then again, there has only been 4 episodes. Next week, we get an episode centred around Captain Rex and the remaining Separatist droids. We also get Rex mistake Kanan's voice for Cody's voice in one of the trailers for it, so it should be an awesome episode for all the Clone Wars fanboys out there. If you have enjoyed this episode and want to see me continue the series, then be sure to smash that like button and let me know what you thought about the episode down below in the comments, as you always do. Until next week, that's all from me. So I hope you all have a very, very nice day, and may the Force be with you. Always.